Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 27. Member of Parliament Ambassador Nigel Clark is now the Minister of Finance and the Public Service. Ambassador Clark's appointment is one of several cabinet adjustments made by Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Monday. The new Finance Minister was sworn in today, Tuesday, March 27, along with Favour Williams, who has been appointed Minister without portfolio in the ministry. They are joined by Orlando Terrelong and Xavier Main, who have been appointed Ministers of State. Other cabinet reassignments include Audley Shaw, who was Finance Minister and is now the Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Dr. Horace Chang is now Minister of National Security, having moved from his post as Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Robert Montego, the former National Security Minister, now has ministerial responsibility for transport and mining. Mike Henry, who had that portfolio, is now at the office of the Prime Minister. Minister Carl Samuda, who was previously Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, is now at the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Minister of State Pernell Charles Jr. moves from the Ministry of National Security to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And Junior Minister Rudyard Spencer has been reassigned from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service to the Ministry of National Security. Other members of the cabinet previously appointed remain in their respective portfolios. In other news, the Andrew Holness-led administration is refuting claims that government ministers have received a higher pay rate than other public sector workers. In a statement Tuesday, the Ministry of Information said all public sector employees, including ministers of government, leader of the opposition and opposition members of parliament, received the same 5% increase on their basic salary for the 2018-19 fiscal year. The 5% increase in basic pay was agreed upon between the unions and the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. While negotiations are ongoing with some groups of public sector workers, all groups that have agreed on the increase have received retroactive pay up to April 2017 in their salaries for March 2018. According to the Information Ministry, claims that government ministers paid themselves hefty salary increases before signing off with other groups are patently false. Government is positioning Newcastle in the Blue Mountain Range as the newest tourism destination on the island.
Newcastle is now becoming a new destination for tourism with heritage, military heritage, coffee experiences, and my goodness, a real opportunity for hope to be restored to the people in these areas and prosperity to be realized in the end.
This gives us an opportunity to expose tourists to our Blue Mountain coffee, to expose the rest of Jamaica to Blue Mountain coffee. It actually allows us to be able to show the very many products that you can get from a Blue Mountain coffee.
The March 23 to 25 Blue Mountain Festival was staged by the Ministry of Tourism in partnership with the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Motorists traversing Hagley Park Road should expect increased traffic due to works scheduled to begin shortly on the roadway. Works will include the 4-lane expansion of the roadway from Portia Simpson Miller Square to Halfway Tree, installation of traffic signals, drainage improvement, sewer main, street lights and sidewalks. Communications and Customer Service Manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, says 2 overhead bridges are to be constructed in the 3 miles area.
3 miles is going to be on 3 levels. You're going to be having the road as we now have it. There's going to be an upper road and an upper road. In other words, if you're going from 6 miles to downtown, you don't have to stop at 3 miles. If you're coming from Halfway Tree Road or Portmore, or from Halfway Tree wishing to go to Portmore and vice versa, Marcus Garvey Drive, you don't have to stop. You're going to be on the uppermost road.
Mr. Shaw says work has already begun along the corridor, which involves the digging of boreholes to install columns for the construction of double overpasses. All students who recently sat the Grade 6 Achievement Test GSAT will be placed in a full 5-year secondary level institution. Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Senator Ruel Reid, gave that commitment at a recent press conference. According to the minister, students will no longer be placed in junior high schools as Ministry of Health statistics show a 22% reduction in the number of live births in Jamaica.
It's still a trend in lower and lower amount of students sitting the GSAT over the last couple of years because the birth rate has been falling. So that has actually created some additional capacities in our primary schools, and also allow us this year, by the way, that we'll be able to place every student from the GSAT exam in full high schools.
And finally, the Students' Loan Bureau, the SLB, says there's been a 47% increase in loan applications for tertiary courses for which interest rates is significantly discounted. Interest rates for agriculture studies, engineering, information technology, and maritime and logistics studies decreased to 6% since the start of the 2017-18 academic year. The move is part of the SLB's undertaking to incentivize students' selection of courses regarded as priority programs rather than those commonly chosen by their peers, which are often oversubscribed. Speaking at a recent JIS think tank, State Minister in the Ministry of Education Floyd Green said students who oftentimes choose the same programs as their peers tend to encounter challenges securing employment after completing their studies.
Do adequate research on the areas of study. We do believe that youth should follow their passion, but we also believe that you have to be pragmatic and practical, and sometimes passion following has to be delayed to sustain the ability to follow the passion. So in other words, it is not just about what you feel like doing when you reach tertiary education, but you have to see it as an ability to enable you to have a better means of life, a better way of living. So look at the areas in which that are not saturated.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.